Crow Country is a charming lo-fi survival horror throwback that feels less like the Resident Evils and Silent Hills of the late 90s and more like how those PS1 classics exist fondly in our memories. Throughout its lean 5 hours, developer SFB Games packs the adventure with memorable sights, sounds, and the occasional scares. And despite a few minor annoyances, it's a game I fully recommend to anyone who wants to bask in the exquisite vibes of the genre's roots. In Crow Country, you play as Mara, a young woman investigating the mysteries surrounding the titular theme park. Things quickly take a sharp left turn once you discover that the place is littered with undead creatures, labyrinthine puzzles, and a decade-spanning conspiracy. Sound familiar? Yep, Crow Country wears its PS1 inspirations on its sleeves in some really effective ways. I mean, seriously, just look at this menu. Ammo and healing items are limited enough to keep things a bit tense without ever being so sparse that it becomes frustrating, especially since you can always run back to your car at the front of the park and grab some pistol ammo if you ever run out. Combat has you planting your feet, but being able to freely aim, meaning that you can make every single bullet count, which comes in handy when using environmental hazards to your advantage. The visual and audio design of the creatures are nice and spooky, but in true survival horror fashion, your best bet is to often just simply run away, with most areas featuring enough room to squeeze on by. When you're not dealing with zombies and ogling at the aesthetics, a bulk of Crow Country has you solving puzzles using hints found scribbled across the park. While these notes can all be re-examined in any safe room, it would have been nice to be able to pull them up on the fly instead of having to trek back and forth across the park. Thankfully, these sanctuaries are abundant, and by the end of the game, the interlocking nature of the map features plenty of shortcuts and loop-arounds. For those of you who want to experience the excellent vibes, neat puzzles, and clever writing without any of the horror or combat toppings, you can choose to play the enemy-free exploration mode, which is an awesome feature that I'd love to see more games adopt. Regardless of how you're playing, every single frame of Crow Country exudes the same beauty as the timeless pre-rendered rooms of the original versions of Resident Evil 2 and Final Fantasy VII. But as you can tell by now, the real trick here is that you can freely spin the camera in 360 degrees, creating a sensation that you're peering into a meticulously crafted diorama. So many of the areas have a great tactile feel to them. You can practically smell the stagnant water of these ponds, and I love the familiar coziness of the save rooms, each one centered around the warm glow of a fire. And perhaps fittingly, Crow Country also stumbles a bit from the classic Resi problem of introducing a subterranean research area in the third act that feels a bit bland compared to the inventiveness of what came before it. But these are minor complaints that pale in comparison to the nostalgic joy I got from playing in the survival horror sandbox of a team that clearly has the same love and admiration for the genre's roots that I do. Crow Country is available now for $19.99 on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Hey, thanks for watching this and sticking around during the credits. Fun little fact, Crow Country was developed by SFB Games, as I mentioned before, who also created 2017's excellent Snipper Clips, which was honestly probably my favorite Nintendo Switch launch game that was not named The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So yeah, fun fact there. It's pretty cool to see them flex their creativity into different genres and aesthetics, and I don't know, I'm just really looking forward to see what they have in store next. And hey, by the way, if you dig what we're doing here at Second Wind and want to see us create even more of these bite-sized reviews of rad indie games, consider joining our Patreon and adding your name to this list of wonderful people who help keep the lights on. Cheers, everyone!